Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We are taking a look at Flash, the greatest player ever, playing against ZeLoT, the most aggressive pro gamer in the world. These two have had a lot of matches that I've casted on this channel so far. You know, ZeLoT is definitely a big-time ladder grinder, always one of the highest-ranked players. I like the description, and some of you have as well. This is what happens when a ladder Zerg becomes pro level. He is so aggressive. It's crazy. You know, sometimes he gets into macro positions, and he is very good at those, but I would say that they are lacking a little bit compared to some of the other Zergs that aren't as aggressive as he, which would be most Zergs, right? But I actually very much like ZeLoT. I like his general style. And yeah, he definitely makes for really fun games. So let's see how this goes down. Flash up here looking like he's going to wall in on Pantheon. Of course, this is the double depot with racks there wall. It has a hole here. Marines pop out here. You can hide some Marines in this little hole, which are very hard for, it's hard for Zerglings to get in there. They have to go single file to attack. And they kind of glitch a little bit, especially if you try to click them in. And then, yeah, you just put the rest of the Marines kind of over here. On ZeLoT's side, I imagine it's going to be a hatch first. And there it is. So yeah, anyways, while we kind of wait for this game to get going, I do want to thank you all very, very much for checking out ArtosisCasts. You guys are fantastic. It is very much appreciated. And yeah, thanks to everyone who has subscribed on the Patreon. It's patreon.com/Artosis. You guys are the best. Very much like thankful to you guys. You know, I've mentioned that because we've been able to sponsor some things, put together some show matches and stuff. I actually finally have a decent plan for some extra stuff for the Patreon. So you can definitely check that out if you would like, guys. But thank you again to everyone for subscribing on there. So anyways, taking a look at this game. The second depot actually being made here as opposed to up here. This is a money saver to do this. Flash just kind of coming down and scouting this all out. Everything looks very, very normal, though. Like, it's going to be like a 253 layer, probably. 251. Damn, ZeLoT. That's like as fast as you can get without going 12 pool. That is a very fast layer. And every second actually counts. If you get in there before the missile turrets, man, it makes a big, big difference. Now, he did do the one Marine rally that we've seen a lot and I've talked about a lot. If they don't make any Zerglings, you can make them lose a little bit of mining time, and that's all it does. If they make Zerglings, then you lose a Marine. Unless you turn it around. And he turns it around here, just kind of assuming. Excuse me. A creep colony actually going up very quickly. I'm a little bit surprised on that one. Now, Flash actually does have a build where he makes 4 or 5 Marines, then pressures. So what this is screaming to us is that ZeLoT does not want to make beyond these 2 Zerglings. Yeah, so he's going to get rid of the scout too. So now, you know, Flash's scouting is done, but when you see the sunken, they can... Okay, so here's the deal. They can still... You can do anything you want in StarCraft, okay? You could go for a Speedling all-in here. And in fact, that would be a level of mind game because it would be so wretchedly bad. You already spent so much money on this sunken colony, right? 175 minerals total, one of which was a drone, right? 50 of which was a drone. That is very expensive to then go Speedling. So, like, you're much more all-in than normal. Your build is janky as hell if you went for this and go Speedling. But basically when you see that, you're like, okay, I don't really have to worry about Speedling. But again, you know, maybe it becomes a mind game at that point sometimes. Looking at Flash's base, +1 very quickly. Academy just about to finish, so he's going to get those comsats. Well, he's not actually making the comsats. He knows that it's going to be a Spire anyways. And he's going to just try to get a couple more SCVs. You know, that's... Anytime you can delay your comsats a little bit, it's important. It's actually something when Flash was making a lot of tutorials, he talked about a lot. It's like, just make one comsat here. I remember some of the builds I was copying from those. He's like, just make one comsat. You need the SCVs, right? You only need one scan here just to check, you know, their main base or whatever it was. But yeah, he's delayed those a little bit. And he'll start his turrets very, very shortly here. It looks like he's going to be on about 32 SCVs. 4 racks, though. And... oh, the third base. Now, this third base, it looks silly, but not when ZeLoT's playing. And notice he's getting carapace. This will likely be a Guardian Rush, okay? That's ZeLoT's #1 build. He's the best Guardian Rusher in the world. And he always does, like, a close-by hatchery because it rallies quicker, right? There's absolutely no reason for him to put something down here when he's just going to kill you. He's just making units out of it, right? He'll have drones mining gas, but it's all about rallying up there and getting that damage done. So ZeLoT microing there a little bit against Flash. Flash running back. He's getting some missile turrets up. Now, the 4x +1, a lot of this is going to come down to micro. How well is ZeLoT going to do reducing this Marine medic count? Because as range and +1 finish, the bio can kind of fight against the mutas. And if the bio starts to win at all, ZeLoT is likely to fall apart. Now, Queen's Nest is coming up. He's forced to lift here. He's canceling multiple turrets. Don't forget, once again, he is getting that carapace upgrade that's going to allow him fighting a little bit more. It's also going to make him stronger against Valkyries, which are actually the best counter against Guardian Rush. A lot of micro here still from ZeLoT. Brings those mutas up a little bit more. See, he does have that third gas up. A little bit of mining as well. Probably will throw down... oh, he doesn't actually have his hive started. Queens! 2 queens! Oh. Okay, so queens, you can... there's 2 things you can do with queens this early. You can go for broodling if you think there's going to be a tank push, which is really a gamble, because if they don't go for it, it's so garbage. Here, yeah, I was going to say, here it's going to be Ensnare. So he's actually delayed his hive a bit, and he's getting Ensnare. Now, here's the thing about Ensnare. It slows down unit movement, but it actually slows down Marine attack speed as well. Some units get their attack speed slowed, some do not. Marines get their attack speed slowed, so basically stim Marines attack at the same speed as normal Marines, right? So it makes a huge difference. Now, here comes Flash stimming into this third base. He's going to see those queens, unfortunately. They were kind of rallied up. The Sunken does a great job slowing this, but Flash still with quite a few Marines here. The drones start to fall. ZeLoT cannot be happy with this development. Oof. So he's lost 4 drones. He's lost a lot of the mutas. He's fighting hard here. He has 3 more drones pop out. Oh, jeez. Okay, he reduces the medic. The medics are actually getting very low on energy now, so just something to keep in mind. The medics are not healing very much at this point. Okay, so he ends up clearing it. He lost, and he lost one of the drones that just popped there. So he lost, I want to say, 5 drones. The Sunken, a bunch of mutas, and the queens got scouted. But the queens do have Ensnare now. Double starport is coming up. Where's the armory? You know what? Based Flash over here is going to go Science Vessel, I guess. Like, I guess there's a world you could go Wraith, but you go 3 starport if you're going to go Wraith, generally. But yeah, it looks like he is just going to go for... I wonder if this has to do with a fast +1 carapace. And we actually don't have the Greater Spire coming up yet. Hydro Speed gets started. Okay, he does get the Ensnare down. This is a wild game. I'm really kind of surprised this hasn't started yet. I feel like ZeLoT is messing up by not having started that. It almost... is he trying to just overwhelm? Is he purposefully skipping it, or is this just a mistake? Like, I almost feel like he's saying, okay, I'm just going to throw in so many Hydras suddenly that I can kill your whole army. Okay, he starts a Greater Spire. So yeah, I think it was definitely a mistake. I think he was so focused that maybe he went to start it, but he didn't have the money or something like that. Flash doing a very good job right now, keeping that Marine medic count very, very high. ZeLoT's economy, not terrible for like a 3-base all-in at 29 drones. That is a lot of Marines and medics, so and they have 1-1 now. Yeah, he really need the Greater Spire by now. And you've seen Speed Hydras. Flash knows exactly what's going on. Multiple vessels coming out. He does have the add-on. That's actually a very old school way. Like, I'm talking 2008 when this build was around a little bit. It wasn't the same as it is now, but people would actually go like vessel, tank, and they would make wraiths with that. And you actually see that's what Flash is doing here, but he's actually not making the tanks. The tanks would keep the Hydras off of you, basically, right? Because the tank range is a little bit more than Guardian range, so it did a good job of kind of like helping to zone a bit. But I've used it in modern times. It's not super great, but it's not completely useless. Nice little irradiate comes down on those mutas. Great split. Very fast split there. This is a lot of Hydras. Okay, we have 8 Guardians on the way. 8 Guardians is pretty significant. Flash with quite a few Marines and medics out here, floating around a vessel. Has that detection. He is actually going for siege tanks and wraiths as well. Dude, this is one of the cool things as well about Brood War that I've talked about that I think everyone appreciates is the game has never been patched, or it hasn't been patched in 22 years. I want to say 22 years. So like, or maybe 23 years now. Anything you've learned in that time still exists. So like, this is something I haven't seen this used since 2008, this particular counter. I don't know if it's going to work for Flash or not. Look at this attack, man. This attack's insane. Oh god, he loses one of the tanks immediately. Siege mode not done. ENSNARE on the Wraiths. Holy crap, I think ZeLoT's just going to pound him. Look at this. He's breaking through. The tanks are going to die. In the meantime, Flash does have a massive counterattack. We are actually in a base trade. Straight up. We are in a base trade. He better steal this command center. I swear to God, you better steal that CC. Yep, he's gonna. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Come on. One time. Okay, comes in. He's going to go ahead and kill off the Greater Spire. Okay, I just want to throw this out there. There are no flying units that hit other flying units. So, like, floating buildings could come into play here. Don't know for sure, but just... Oh, 5 lurkers being made? There's no way ZeLoT loses this game. Like, Flash is killing everything right now, but ZeLoT's army wins in a straight-up fight. Plus, he's going to have 5 lurkers to stall out on this base. Like, he'll lose everything else, but the 5 lurkers should buy him enough time. Like, I feel like here you get rid of the command center, and you just have to make sure you go down and defend this in time. That's like the only thing that matters here. How many irradiates? Oh shit, he has 3 irradiates. Oh no. Wait, is he not going to dive on this base? Do we have any drones over here? Do we have any drones hiding? No? Oh my god, this is a crazy situation. All right, he comes in, he actually utilizes irradiates onto the Guardians. So the thing is, if Flash can kill this army, he will win. His army has this renewable source of damage in these science vessels. Okay, a Wraith pops out and it promptly dies. Lurkers being made. Only 3 Guardians. Okay, Flash is actually going to clear it, it looks like. Crazy. I am surprised. I thought Flash's play was to actually dive on here, not go back and clean it up, but you know what? I guess he had enough static D, slowed that down a lot. The 3 irradiates kind of dismantled the Guardian cloud. Damn. And now some Lurker Hydra coming up. The last units here, I think, that ZeLoT has in this game. What a wild one. Yeah, and Flash is going to be able to clear this out as well. And ZeLoT really with nothing left. He is playing one base, but yeah, you can't beat Terran at that. So GG is called. That was a fun one. That Ensnare, I do think that the Guardians were a bit late. The Ensnare was very cool, though. It didn't feel like it worked out quite as well as you wanted. Let me know what you think about Ensnare down below. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.